Diamondbacks CEO Derrick Hall joining us right now here on D-Backs on Deck. Guys, it's so much fun to be out here. So we could use your name to play golf. Is that fair?
We could think of better
could
names.
think- okay.
Associated with the D-backs.
There we go.
Yeah.
We could
Use Zach Gallen. It's going to get you on.
D.O., it's good to talk to you, man. Thank you so much for
Good to
joining
see
us
you
today.
guys. I love this takeover.
Yeah, it's been great. You guys have been great. This partnership is great. We're fired up for another year with you guys. Games on 12 News once again, including opening day. We're already starting to plan it. We're going to be out there with you guys. We can't wait. It's going to be a great year.
I love it. Taking the pregame and the postgame out to Dodger Stadium, it's going to be terrific.
I'm going to have
sure.
signs made and just going to, put them all over L.A.
Love it.
Yeah, all over. We need L.A.
We were
Let's
talking.
plaster D-backs everywhere.
There we go.
We were talking about how crowded the town is right now because of spring training and just our great weather. But how cool is it to be able to host the beginning of this World Baseball Classic little playoff series?
Mark, it is special, and for us to have Team Mexico here at our complex, this is where they're training as well, and their general manager is our broadcaster Rodrigo Lopez, and he had come to me early and asked if they could train here. We said absolutely. I think USA had interest in training here as well, but we had already made that commitment to Mexico. So it's nice to have them now here. And then tomorrow, of course, Team USA is going to play on our field against the Rockies. Great to have them. Great to be a part of WBC. We've been hosting, the first couple of WBCs at Chase Field. We've got to get back to that, to make sure that they come and play at Chase Field, because it makes sense with the Cactus League and with the Grapefruit League for Miami and for Chase Field to be the two spots.
Derek, what do you make of the WBC? And do you like where it's at in the spring, or maybe is there a hope one day to line it up in August with the Olympics if baseball goes back?
Cam, it's a great question. I think, in looking at how special it was for the hockey in the Olympics and watching that they would actually stop and disrupt their season.
Which is a commitment.
It worked. It
Yeah.
was a commitment, but it worked. And those guys were in great shape. Whereas right now, our pitchers aren't stretched out.
Sure.
We worry about injuries at this point in the preseason. But I love the WBC. I like that players want to go play for their nations, that it got so competitive back in the last one. And, looking at how it finished with USA against Japan, all eyeballs were on that final game, that final series, and our own pitcher, Merrill Kelly, was the starter in that game. So I like it. I like it a lot. But I want to see what happens with the Olympics and with baseball, where it is actually in the middle of the season, about the time that the All-Star game.
Because that would be, guys would be in full shape, and
Absolutely.
they would be able to. Bodies would probably be better equipped to take that kind of break from a regular season.
That's right.
Ready to roll.
If you've got a starter doing a good job, he could go 4 or 5 innings, not
Sure.
just one, and be on a pitch count that's so tight.
And I think people love rooting for their country.
Absolutely.
I was walking in about an hour ago, and there was a whole family getting out of their car wearing Team Mexico jerseys. And I said, "Oh, are you D-back fans also?" And they said, "No, but, we love coming here. They're Giants fans." I'm sorry.
You had to say that, Mark?
Well, but my point is they're here.
They're visiting.
They're visiting.
Okay.
They're the visitors today.
Yeah.
And but they get excited about it, and the whole country right now, America as a whole, and I know from our recent ratings on the Winter Games,
Oh, yeah.
the whole valley is jazzed about rooting for Team USA.
I can't remember the
100%.
last time I woke up at 5 a.m. to watch hockey.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like
Oh, I did.
breakfast
And
ready
we all
to.
did.
We all did.
Yeah, for that, especially that gold medal game. But, it's fun to see so many, like the Giants fans who are here, even though they're here to see the Giants, they'll come to a game here just to see Salt River Fields. That's
Yeah.
the other thing. So
Yeah.
people with different jerseys, you see Royals fans and Rangers fans, but they all come here to experience what it's like at Salt River Fields, because it is still the best spring training facility in all of baseball.
I think so too.
I do too.
And I'm not getting paid. You don't want to rate me. I'm not getting paid anything to say it, but
You
really,
get you some free noodles in right field. How's that?
I do think
That
when
would be a gift.
coming out here.
I know the price of those.
is a special experience. It
is.
It always has been since the day, because I remember Tucson Electric Park.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Me too.
And that's a different experience.
That was a different
So
drive
y-
and a different experience.
Yeah, so this has been just a game changer.
It is. And the way we built it, Mark, where the fans can walk with the players from parking lot to the clubhouse and from field to field and go right up to the backstop and watch these guys train. There's nothing like it in the game. And our players have embraced it. They know that that's a big part of the experience out here for our fans.
Dee, take us inside MLB a little bit. You look at the countries that are here that you wouldn't associate with baseball. Of course, Nicaragua and Colombia and places like that. But Israel, Great Britain,
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, how and the Netherlands, Drew Jones, one of your prospects,
He's
is
going to play for his dad.
for his dad, Andrew Jones, Hall of Famer. So it's just incredible to think about.
It is, and then you see like our entire infield is playing, right? Arenado is playing for his country, and you got the other three playing in the Dominican and Santana and Perdomo and Marte. It's a lot of fun, but the teams that you just mentioned, Israel, Italy, the Netherlands, the Great Britain team, they all did great 3 years ago. I mean, they all did really well, and it's fun to see. But again, it's if guys can't make their team here in USA, they're going to go find some lineage to go play somewhere else because they want to play in the WBC, and all these teams are competitive. Canada's very competitive every year. Mexico's got a heck of a team.
Yep.
The Dominican is stacked.
Yep.
USA is stacked.
Japan
is
yeah,
always
loaded.
yes, Japan.
So getting back to MLB, and when you look at these international teams that are now playing quality baseball, is there an end game in sight for MLB?
I think just continue to grow the popularity of this setting because I can remember years ago we said, well, you call it the World Series, but is it really a World Series? Is it one day not going to be your champion here playing the champion from Japan, Korea, Asia? And that's where we're getting to with this. So I really like the idea. If you're truly going to call it a World Series, make it a World Series.
Here we go.
Cool.
It even growing the game, and it does so well. Hey, listen, I want to ask you about some D-back stuff, if you don't mind. All these injuries.
Yeah.
How are you guys dealing with the list of injuries that have happened so far in spring training?
It's tough, just another carryover after last year. I thought we were done, Cam, with these injuries, but we're getting through them. I mean, you look at Corbin, he's going to be close. Carroll, that is. I mean, he'll be hopefully right around opening day. Merrill says he's feeling really good.
I believe Merrill was throwing.
He was throwing.
Soft toss today
he was
out
throwing. Gurriel's looking really good. So when these guys are ready, and then when we look at Corbin, Burns, and Martinez and Puck, that's going to be like getting mid-season acquisitions, like big-time trades.
Those are top
right?
players that are
players.
coming back at some point.
So Mark and I talked about this a few weeks back. We need to make sure we can bridge that gap to when these guys get back. If we can keep our heads above water, stay competitive, stay in this, by the time we get those guys back from injury, we're going to be in good shape.
Corbin Carroll has been nonstop, by the way, since
he's amazing.
He had
He
surgery.
was here the next day.
It was the craziest thing. We were waiting. Obviously, the news announces on one day he's going to have surgery. We talked to him. The next day he is here.
That's the motivation we need for knee replacement.
Mark, do you need your knees replaced too? I thought it was a hip.
Okay, just within the dome of friendship and silence here, I need everything replaced.
But Derrick, like, he was here the next day. He talked to us, and all of a sudden he's throwing against that wall with his other hand.
Yeah.
I saw him taking one-handed swings in the cages, and he talked about how that's just a way for him to stay ready. And then you have Torrey the other day who was asked, hey, is he going to be opening day ready? And the skip goes, it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Surprise any of us.
Right?
And what an example he is for his teammates, for the rest of the team. They watch this. They see it. They see how hard he works. And he does it every day. He does it throughout the season. I mean, he doesn't take time off. And when the season ends, he's right back here at Salt River Fields working out every day. He worked out on Christmas Eve.
He said Christmas at the ballpark in the off season. Right?
He's sort of the prototypic gym rat, isn't he?
He is absolutely that. Yeah, he loves the game. He works hard as anybody. He respects the game. He's so good to his fans. Here's a little story, a little anecdote about Corbin Carroll. So last year, and we always encourage our players, go sign autographs at the Agility Field each and every day. Go sign autographs for fans, take pictures. And Corbin came to us and said, I don't think it's right. Our biggest fans work for us. They don't get autographs. And he said, I would like all of our players. You were talking about 450 full-time employees. He said, I want all of them to bring one item that's very special for them for me to sign.
Wow.
And he signed autographs for every one of our employees for like a week. I mean, volunteered it on his own. No one's ever done that in my 35 years.
He kind of, in a lot of ways, is a throwback player.
Yes.
In terms of, instantly from his rookie year getting it.
Yeah.
Understanding that it was a lot more than just catching balls in right field.
Great point, Mark. And he is a throwback, and he's such a good person and a great son, great family. But he's a rock star. I mean, when this kid goes to schools and meets with kids or goes to boys and girls clubs, they go crazy for him. I mean,
which
he's
he does
so
a lot,
popular.
by the way.
He does a lot of it. And it's so fun to see. No offense to Gonzo, but we only used to see 20 or 51 out there on jerseys. Now you see 7 everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants a Corbin Carroll jersey. I just love it.
Any concern about Merrill?
No, I don't. I don't really have any concern.
Okay.
You know, the good thing was it was a nerve, right? I mean, and it was the back. You always worry, of course, if it's the shoulder, if it's the arm. Like Garcia came out of a game the other day, and it looked like he called the medical staff out. You panic and think, "Uh-oh,
Here we go,
What,
yeah.
what is it?" Well, you know, it was lightheadedness.
Yeah, it just
right?
didn't feel good.
Right, and
It's hot.
I feel
Yeah.
the same way for Merrill. I mean, he'll be fine, and they have great success with the treatment they already gave him for this. He'll be fine. Thank goodness it was a nerve and not something more.
I know Merrill was looking forward to being the opening day starter.
Yeah.
Now you've got Zach Gallen. And it was just sort of a fortuitous, things didn't work out for him somewhere else. You still had an opening. You were able to sign him on a one-year deal. What does having Zach Gallen back mean? And two, do you think he can return to looking like Zach Gallen?
I do. I think we're going to see the Zach Gallen that we saw really in 23, 22, 23. He started to look like himself for that second half last year, too. He was back, and his velocity's back right now. I think it's great that he's back because he was a leader in that rotation. He's one of the leaders in the clubhouse. He loves playing here. He loves Torrey. So I'm really pleased that he's back here, and he belongs in our rotation. He's going to help. I think we were lucky to get him. It's going to help him. He'll be able to bounce back, like you suggest, Mark, for this year, and then it's only going to help him for his future deals.
And Derek, I thought Ken's line about the 900-pound gorilla calling the Dodgers that at the beginning of the year was pretty fitting.
Yeah.
But when you guys are healthy, I feel like you guys stack up really well against them. What do you think?
I do too. I really do. And we enjoy playing them. You know, I think most teams are fearful of it. We embrace it. We encourage ourselves to play, and
you've
we
done it.
We match up, and we've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to that 23 series. I've never seen anything like it. Though it was even more satisfying to go in and win the last two games of the NLCS in Philadelphia. It was certainly fun going through the Dodgers in quick fashion, but it's a tough place to open up. Opening up at Dodger Stadium is not going to be easy. But I like having them in our division.
Yeah.
They are the 900-pound gorilla, but that just motivates us to show that we can compete with them, and I think we can.
When we were talking a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about all of my friends back in St. Louis, where I was before I was lucky enough to come back here to 12. All started calling me when you got Nolan Arenado. There's a guy, you just talk about an incredible run with the Rockies. Then he goes to St. Louis, and he's a lot like Goldie. He instantly becomes a fan favorite wherever he goes, and you plug him in effortlessly.
Yeah.
And I start to think about that 2001 team with the veterans that you had. You added Carlos Santana. You have Nolan. You have the returning veterans.
This is like Mark Grace and Jay Bell.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and that's a great name because I think people have forgotten how good Arenado is. And, he is similar.
Just so we're clear, one of the greatest, if not the greatest third baseman ever to play.
Unbelievable.
That the numbers, he's in that
10 gold gloves,
yeah,
right?
There's
And
only like
platinum
15
gloves.
people who've ever
And
done
Torrey
it.
said he wanted to fix the defense.
Yeah.
There's
You're
part of your
fixing it.
fix.
And he still plays elite defense. But you talk about another throwback player. He is exactly that.
Yeah.
This guy, all we hear about is this is not cliche. He's the first one in the morning and the last one gone in the afternoon. He comes in here, and if he sees another infielder going to the to work on infield and the short field, he will go back out again so that he can take infield with them and continue to work with Perdomo and work with Santana. It's great to see. He is a gamer. He's got a game face, and he's going to influence these guys. He's going to be a great addition to this team, much like Longoria was in 23. We needed that veteran presence.
Right.
All right, I know we've kept you longer than we've asked. I know you got to go real quick out the door. What's happening before the game? Are you getting a belt?
I think I might be. I heard that I might be. We got the WBC World Boxing.
He's fighting Dusty Rose.
I'll be running away from him.
They're going to lower the cage at second base. Got it.
So he's going to throw out the first pitch, and I heard I might be getting a belt.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
so I'm going to wear that thing all
the time. Yeah,
every home game.
Forget the rings, the belt all the way.
Yeah, the belt.
There we go.
We were talking earlier, and I know you want to go.
I could stay here all day with you guys.
We were talking about a guy in your position. You get a lot of awards because you're out there in the community, not only in your capacity with the Diamondbacks, but your foundation, and you get plaques, okay? And people, and they're wonderful. But sometimes you get a thing.
Yes.
Now you're going to get this belt.
Yeah.
What other things do you have?
Well, I'll tell you, the greatest thing I have is the 23 NL Champ trophy. So when we received it on stage, and I told Mark this story, but Ken, they give it to Ken. He gets interviewed. He takes it and hands it right to me.
Yeah,
So I'm holding it.
I remember
and-
watching that.
and I
You know,
keep-
that's the one that's been missing since 23.
The D-backs, the team hasn't been able
Well,
to
that's
find
the
it.
cool part.
It's in his office.
I said to Ken after the game, I asked him, I said, Ken, why did you just give me the trophy right away? And he said, why wouldn't I? And then, he kindly bought one for me and him to have at home. So it's that's one of those things that's really great.
That is cool,
Yeah.
and now you have the belt.
You guys have done it. Ken has done it. He's lived up to every word that he's kept his
He's
promise
been
to the
incredible.
Valley.
No doubt.
You too, Derrick, in
Thank
building
you.
this team, and y'all continue to put a competitor out there, and I know fans appreciate
We
that.
got to do it for 12 News.
Yeah.
We got to win for 12 News.
We
You're
appreciate
our partner.
Yeah,
I am so excited we're doing this
Me
again.
too.
Last year on Friday night, sitting there with Cam, it was my favorite
so much
day
fun.
of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys did such a good job showcasing our players and showing their personalities. We can't thank you enough. I guess Rachel won't be out as much as she was with her new gig.
She'll be
but-
out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, she'll be out there.
She does
We'll
a
get
great
her.
job as
Yeah.
well.
All right.
Yeah.
The champ is leaving now.
I'm leaving.
D-back CEO Derrick
Here
Hall.
comes the champ.
We're going to zoom in, Mark, when he's out there. Derrick, appreciate the time, buddy. Thanks a lot.
man.
Just leave the headset there.
You got it.
You're good to
All
go,
right,
man.
thank you, guys.
You're free.